Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 52 of the Showbound podcast. I'm your host, Michael Raskin, here alongside San Jose Sharks prospect Ethan Cardwell. Cards, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just feels good to be back on the pod after a week off. We had a great week last week going to the Leafs game, and I'm sure we're going to touch on that in the vlog and everything. But no, it just feels good to be back on the air.
Yeah, it's when we take the week off, which I think we've only taken three ever in over a year now, but it feels like it's such a long time between doing them. Like, do you feel that? Like, I started Saturday, Sunday. I was like, man, it's been a long time since we've done a podcast.
Yeah, I know we were kind of talking about it this weekend, like who are we going to get on and stuff, and it does feel like forever. And then the next thing you know, it's like time to do the interview, and you're like, wow, like it's felt like it's been like an eternity since we did our last one.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited, and we'll get back into the flow of things now.
So we got to talk about the vlog. For those who haven't seen it, which I think is probably most people listening, check out the YouTube channel. Cardsy and I got to do a little behind the scenes of an OHL game day vlog, go to a Leafs game. Our partners at Gavin Hockey Well Specialist, they hooked us up with tickets, toured us around the office, and then what was funny is, like, I don't even know if I could say this, but their office, the Gavin office, is like attached to Scotiabank Arena there, and they take us down to the parking lot where the players' entrance is, and we just walk in. Like, we had tickets, but no one was even there to check our tickets. But we just walked right in. We could have. So that was kind of weird, Cards. Do you agree?
Yeah, it felt like a big dog there for sure. Just
Yeah.
wheeling around. We got to go down to ice level too.
And then we're sitting in the alumni lounge. We're in the Toronto Maple Leafs alumni lounge eating Harbor 60 steaks. And free food. I'm having a couple beers, Cardsy, of course, water's only, smart water, I might add. They're not giving him some bad water there, no tap water, but it was sick. We're hanging with a couple Stanley Cup champs and some cool names, and we got to vlog some of it. We couldn't obviously sit there with our camera out and film everything in there, but that was fun. Cards, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience, and nonetheless, your first Leaf game that you've actually been able to experience as a fan and like watch. Obviously, the Leafs kind
And
of
I didn't even get to
hammered
watch
in
it. Okay, like the
hammered
whole
in the
time we
game.
were cruising around in the alumni lounge, I didn't even watch any of the game until the last 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, I guess you'll trade a nice steak like that over
Oh,
watching.
I absolutely will.
Yeah, so that was a treat. But no, I just want to we'll send another thanks out to Gavin and Stu and the whole group there for hooking us up with those tickets.
And we also ran into Brandt Clarke as a member of the LA Kings as well during that game. Do you want to talk about what went down there?
Yeah, no, like so basically what happened with Clarke was a former guest of the pod for those who don't know. Episode what, I don't know, 12 maybe. If you want to learn more about him, go check that one out. But no, it was cool. So we played in Hamilton on the Sunday and got a big OT win. And then he went straight to Toronto from there and got to experience the whole NHL day in a life. He stayed with the team, stayed at the Ritz downtown Toronto. So he was living lavish for a few days. He said he had a huge bathtub, had a nice bath, soaking it up. And if you want to learn more about his like kind of day there, go check out the vlog for sure. But we kind of just talked to him about his experience, and it just gives him a nice little taste of the NHL lifestyle after missing out on camp this year.
It was really cool. And I do, you thank Gavin. I also want to thank Gavin because they've been awesome, not only for our podcast for listeners, but they hooked us up with tickets. And I just, for the listeners, I just want to say quickly what Gavin is. They're the hockey wealth specialists. They manage money for NHL players. They'll do their investments. Whether it's like paying credit cards or whether it's, saving money from taxes here or there, whatever they do, but they're all class. We got to see their offices. It was sick. Gavin's pretty legit. So it was cool, and something for you to look into, Cards, when contract time comes, maybe whenever it comes, right?
Yeah, hopefully gotta keep hopefully playing well down the line here, and then maybe we'll think about that, right?
Oh, so what's funny about that is when I go to see Cardsy in Hamilton, I end up sitting beside Doug Wilson Jr., director of scouting for the San Jose Sharks, and we're sitting there the whole time. We actually got him in the vlog too, but we're sitting chatting the whole game. It was hilarious, and we were talking about you obviously and some other stuff, and um, that was pretty funny how that all worked out. And also, I think I'm gonna see you guys Friday in Mississauga. I'll pop over to that one.
Okay, nice. Maybe you'll be the loudest fan in there, just screaming because
Might
it
be the
normally
only fan in there.
I was gonna say normally it's not too busy in there, so if you're yelling, I'll notice where you are for sure.
Yeah. What do I have here? So I wrote down because a fan sent it in when I asked for fan questions. You scored again. Let's talk about that. Is the cold streak kind of over?
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, I got the monkey off my back for sure. It's like I think that's the longest streak of my career without a goal. So it felt nice to finally get one. I mean, I've been getting assists and stuff, but like
Yeah.
obviously it's not the same feeling as putting the puck in the net. I think every kid loves doing that, and I'm no different. So it was pretty cool to score one again. It felt like something that I'd never experienced before because it had been so long. But no, it was good for sure.
So speaking of Barrie, do you want to talk about how things are going there? You guys are rolling with some wins now.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, we kind of had such high expectations at the start of the year and weren't living up to them for whatever reason. And you know what? Every team has a little bit of a slow start, but I believe like teams who are built to go a long way kind of progress as the year goes on. And I think that's what we're starting to do. I think we're starting to trend in the right direction. Our games coming together. We're kind of all learning the system. Like a lot of people know, it's a new coach for us this year. So it's new systems for everyone, 2 age groups coming into the league also. So there's a lot of learning to do. So the first 15, 20 games kind of ironing everything out. And then I think from there, it's going to be go time for us and hopefully propel ourselves up the standings in the Eastern Conference.
So here's a question for you. And a lot of people who maybe don't play hockey or don't play high level hockey might not realize, but when you get a new coach, there's always an adjustment period on and off the ice. There's different systems, there's different management styles. So with anything, there's always a bit of an adjustment period. So I guess that's kind of what you're saying. It seemed like that's what was going on, Barrie. But can you talk about what it's like? You've played for a bunch of different coaches now already. What it's like going from different coaches, different systems, and having to learn that and change your game kind of each time or change the way your team's playing.
Yeah. So I think you're exactly right. Every coach is different. They each have their thing that they have, and it's their staple. And for each guy, it can be different. I've played for a ton of different coaches who coach a lot of different styles. So I think each coach is right in their own way. And at the end of the day, the players got to play hockey, right? The coach can teach you everything he wants, but it comes down to the players and how they play on the ice. So I think a lot of times when coaches get blamed, it's a little bit of, like when a coach gets fired, a lot of times it's because the players aren't playing, and it's oftentimes like a goalie getting pulled. It's not because it's their fault entirely, but it's the fact that the players just aren't performing. They need to shake something up. But obviously that wasn't the case with us. But no, it's been good. Like coming into this season, you don't know what to expect. Like we have so many new guys coming in. Like I think like 10 or 11, maybe 12 even new guys. Guys coming in off trades and stuff. So, and that's like that for every team in the OHL. And I think that's why the hockey's been kind of inconsistent. Everyone's beating everybody. Nobody's really kind of asserting themselves as a top team. Like London's doing very well, but other than that, like every team's just kind of like get a win here, get a loss there. So I think once the teams like start buying into their systems and like not buying in, but like learning them in more depth,
figuring out the systems and committing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what's happened with us. At the start of the year, we were a bit sloppy, like you said, transitioning, and then I think we're starting to figure it out now. So, and you can tell in practice, like the practices are way more crisp. We know where we're going in the drills and stuff like that. So once all that stuff comes together, then we'll be in full flight.
Yeah, and it's a long season. 68 games is a long time. So plenty of time to keep it going, and you guys are doing well, and you're doing well personally. So I'm happy there. I did want to say that this week I met friend of the show, Danny Caddick, twice. And both times were good encounters. And one of them, I actually had to have a pretty good conversation with him for a few minutes. And it was funny. We were chatting in warm up the first time, and then the second one before the game started, because we played his hockey team U of T twice this week. But I sent you a funny pic with him, Cards. What do you think? That was outrageous, the face he made.
Oh yeah, so it's funny obviously because I'm like best buddies with Danny and we talk all the time and stuff. So that face, like he'll snap me that face all the time. So when you sent me that, I was crying because it was like in warm-ups. This guy comes over to talk to you. He's not worried about his team's warm-up. He comes over and talks to you and sends an outrageous Snapchat. So I was crying at that. I sent it to him in my group chat with Fetz and JT as well, and the boys were howling. So that got a pretty good laugh out of us.
Yeah, it was funny. And I might add that we did beat them both games we played them, and the Badgers are in first place. So, things are going well here at Brock. But I want to mention our guest this week. We got Jack Beck, Calgary Flames prospect, playing on the Ottawa 67s. So we'll get to that in a bit. Is there anything you want to add right now before we go to the interview?
Yeah, I think I watched the Hockey Hall of Fame inductions last night. That was pretty cool to see. Obviously, they had a full weekend of it, and to see Doug Wilson, you were just talking about Junior at the game, and to see him get inducted into the Hall of Fame, Doug Wilson Senior. That was pretty cool, especially because I've gotten to meet him now and stuff, and he's an amazing guy. So like really top notch and well deserving from everything I've seen of him, and to all the other inductees like Hossa. Who else was there? Aginla.
Kevin Lowe, Kim St. Pierre, and Ken Holland went in as a builder. So quite the class. Again, I mean, yeah, a Calgary Flames guy, just like future Jack Beck will be. And
Yeah, true.
anything, what else we got?
Actually, you know what? Speaking of Ken Holland going in as a builder, Doug Wilson could go in as a builder one day too, like as
Yeah,
a
he could.
GM. Like he's been the GM of San Jose, I think, ever since he basically retired as a player.
We were
So
talking about this in the Maple Leafs alumni lounge, humble brag, with Stu Gavin, who played with Doug Wilson, I think.
yeah, no, he played with him in Ottawa. Remember, he was just saying he was a
Oh yeah, and
really
yeah,
good guy. Yeah, and Stu played a long time in the NHL as well. So
yeah. Stu,
it was good.
13 years, and now he gets to go to the Leafs alumni lounge whenever he wants and eat that steak and stuff. Actually, our assistant coach at Brock is also a Leafs alumni, and he went to the game after us, and he was
Mhm.
saying it was like, what was it, roast beef and chicken, and so they switch it up, but it's always good food in there. So, you gotta get yourself in with the Leafs, man. That's all.
Yeah, and I want to just send out a little PSA, before we send it over to the interview. Like, if you're not watching the Edmonton Oilers at this point, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if you're a hockey fan. Like, if you want to watch good hockey and appreciate the game or an entertaining hockey anyway, go watch Connor McDavid and Draisaitl play. It is ridiculous, man. Like, I want to get your thoughts on this because I know every night that they're on, like I watch it right before I go to bed. It's kind of perfect timing. Watch it 2 periods and then shut it down. But like, it is a show every time they're on the ice.
It's like automatic for them now. I mean, you go in. Draisaitl's been getting like 3 or 4 points a game lately. McDavid, he's always good for two. They, you think about hockey and you think that one or two players can't really steal. Like, you can't win a championship without a full team. But these guys are carrying a lot of the load. Now they finally like shored up their back end, but these two might carry them to the final. Like they're legit. They're as legit as it gets. Every night you can count on them to score. I've never, like, I'm not an Oilers fan, but there's never been people I would bet on every single night more than them. Every night you're comfortable to say like they're gonna get points, and it's pretty crazy. You don't really get that in hockey with anyone.
No, exactly. It's actually like it's I'm speechless thinking about it, man. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I heard Tortorella talking a few days ago about how he still thinks they need to round out their game a little bit more, maybe play defense a little bit and kind of build the winning culture before they're ready to win. And I agree to some point. I think they're going to be outstanding in the regular season like they already have been. And then we'll see in the playoffs. They haven't proven themselves in the playoffs yet, but the way things are going for them, I think their time could be coming soon as long as they can build that culture well in the regular season to set themselves up for playoffs.
And this Oilers team is better than any of them have been in the past, like since McDavid's been there. So I've never really had too much confidence in them, but this year I do. I'm sure they'll get out of the first round. We'll see how the playoffs shape up and who they get in the second round and that, but they're looking better than they have ever been this year. So, good luck to them. And it would be pretty cool to see McDavid get a couple cups in his career, and then one day people are talking about him as the greatest of all time, which I know people throw that around now. It's obviously too early, at least for me to say that. But it'd be cool if he's in that conversation one day. Now,
I feel like it's gonna be the MJ LeBron thing,
Yeah, it definitely could go that way. And it's funny that both Gretzky, McDavid, both Edmonton Oilers, but we're back with Manscaped, so it's exciting, and they're sending us some fun stuff. Have you got your stuff yet in the mail? I sent it to my parents' place, so I don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, I shipped it to my little bro for his birthday.
Oh yeah, attaboy.
Yeah.
It is a good gift, and the holidays came early at Manscaped, the leading men's hygiene brand. Manscaped just launched new products, including their all-new ultra premium body wash and a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. It's time to give yourself or someone who needs it the gift of beautiful skin, hair, and balls this holiday season. Go to manscaped.com and use code Showbound for 20% off and free shipping. Jingle balls to the walls, fellas. Listen up. Untrimmed pubes are a thing of the past, and it's possible you have Santa's beard in your pants. It's time to leave your significant other some cookies and milk at the bottom of your chimney. I'm talking about the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. Inside the Performance Package 4.0, you'll find the Signature Lawnmower 4.0, the electric trimmer that has proprietary advanced skin-safe technology to reduce cuts on your nuts. It's also waterproof, so you can use it in the shower. It's like a gift to your partner with less mess. The Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant, moisturizer, and toner. It's time to keep your North Pole feeling and smelling fresh. The hygiene bundle will also come with a pair of Manscaped anti-chafing boxers that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day. The perfect package for your perfect package. Manscaped is going beyond the grind with their new ultra premium body wash. It's infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean, nice, and moisturized. They also just launched their new 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, which has key ingredients with benefits that include hydrating, nourishing, conditioning the scalp, and strengthening your hair at the same time. 'Tis the season to load up on Manscaped products. So get yourself, your dad, your brother, and friends the best gift of all, the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Showbound at manscaped.com. Every guy out there needs to add Manscaped to their wish list this season. Once again, that's 20% off and free shipping with the code Showbound at manscaped.com. Clean up your nuts and make Santa proud this year. You don't want Santa to be upset with you about that.
No, and it feels good to hear that Showbound 20 for 20% off at Manscaped.
Just Showbound.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. It's been so long, I forgot.
Yeah. Now I think the last Manscaped ad, did you read it? And it was that absolute fumble, like 4.5 minute, when you were going through it. Was that the last
Yeah,
one?
so maybe that's why they took a little break with us,
That's hilarious. But I mean, yeah, with that being said, let's send it over to Jack Beck.
All right, we're pleased to be joined by the Jack Beck. Becker, what's going on, bud?
Not much. How you doing?
Not too much, just hanging out. Same old life of an OHL player. I know you had a long day today. You want to fill us in a bit?
Yeah, today I get out of my house 5:40. Got picked up by Belly. It's an early morning. You don't get too much sleep, and then picked me up, and ice at 8 to 11, 8 to 8:30 skills, 8:30 to 10:30 practice, and then skills again after goalie shooting. Which I luckily skip out on that last skills, get some goalie shooting in there, shoot some pucks, and then we work out 12 to like 1:15, and then today we had an OHL meeting at 4:15 about that new app, and then we had a team dinner just to meet all our head GMs and who runs the like OSEG. We have like this little group that does a lot for us, so we had a dinner with them just so they could meet our new first year guys. So just finished that and literally rushed home. My billet mom, it's her dad's 80th birthday. I said, I'm running right downstairs. I got a podcast to do. I can't stay up here for too long.
Too big.
I'll be up for dessert later.
Yeah, at least he's got his priorities straight, eh, Rask?
Yeah, he knows what's up. What was for dinner at the OSEG thing?
We had wings, pizza, ton of pizza, any variety you want, calamari, and then a ton of sweet potato fries. And the older guys just took all the sweet potato fries, left none for those guys. We were just crushing them. So yeah, it was pretty good. And then it's all free. It was on the OSEG guys, which is, I mean,
Not bad,
not complaining. A free dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Can't complain about that too much.
Actually,
That's a
I got a
long day.
question. Sorry to cut you off, Cards. How often are you guys like mingling with the football guys over there?
So for our thing is like us university guys, as we say, the guys just outside. We go work out at a separate gym that's like 10 minutes away from the rink. But the high school guys work out at the Red Blacks gym. So we just like run across the field. It's actually a sweet setup. Like for before games we run across and they have their whole workout place, or we'll just like play sewer on the entire soccer field and just feel like beauties, like huge football field all to ourselves, huge stadium. But like no, we run into them a lot and they're always nice to us. Like it's like kind of like a family, and then we all get like 25% off Sunset. It's just around the corner. We always run into them there. They're crushing like 12 eggs. I'm going up, I'm finishing maybe 4. I'm throwing up 4 and I'm like, wow, this is insane. So no, they're good guys. They're always nice to us. And then where we work out 10 minutes away, our trainer, he helps out a lot of their injured guys. So we see them quite a bit, but those guys are tanks, man.
Oh yeah.
We're doing a sled test and there's guys that are 400 pounds pushing that thing in like 30 seconds, and it takes me like 45. I'm like, how are you guys even moving that thing? But no, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they're beasts. That's pretty sick that you guys have a good relationship with them and everything. And I know we're going to touch on the 67s a little bit, and you guys are doing well right now. First in the conference, I believe, unfortunately. But and you're lighting it up. So how are things going in Ottawa?
I just think it's a lot different. We have like 12, well, we call them first years, but 12 rookies, I guess. So it's way different
anymore,
having
man.
that. Yeah. So it's way different having 12 young guys. Like you used to be the young guy, and guys I used to look up to were like Jack Quinn, Marco Rossi, Kevin Balls, like all these all-stars that are just like unbelievable. And now it's like we're the older guys, and I've only played 56 games in the league. Like I haven't really proved anything. So it was tough for them at the start to just like, it's weird for us to be a leader right off the start, but no, they've adapted really well. And then we had a coaching change. Our coach went to the NHL, both of them. So then we got a new one, and Coach Dave Cameron, he came from the NHL as well. So he's pretty prime. So he's been really good. And then I don't know, our first game wasn't too good. We got crushed 8-1. Walked into Kingston, all fired up to play our first game. Boom. Down 3-0 first 3 minutes. Never lost that bad in my hockey career in my life. 8-1. I was like, oh no, this is going to be a tough one against Shane Wright all the time. And then we played them on the Sunday after, and we turned it around. And it's just like the way our team plays is just like hard work and gritty. And that's what's going to help us win games. And like, that's what our coach says our identity is. So we've just been kind of adapting to that more now.
Yeah, I know we talked about that a little bit, Rask, about adapting to different coaching styles at the start of the pod, but no, it's good. And you're playing really well yourself. And I'm glad you're doing well after the draft and everything like that. So, I mean, you kind of touched on everything, the new coaching, everything like that in Ottawa. So I'll send it over to you, Rask.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious, going back to your OHL draft, 2nd round pick to Ottawa. As like a 2nd rounder, pretty high pick, like did you have any sense of where you were going to go, or was it just, your draft day? Just tell us about your draft day, really.
I remember I woke up, I'm sitting in my PJs. I'm sitting in front of that camera for like 2 hours before the draft even starts, just eating cereal on repeat. You're all nervous and you're not sure where you're going to end up. And it's kind of like, this is the next chapter of your life. And I was always set on the OHL, but my whole family went NCAA. So it was kind of like I'm changing the scene a little bit. My middle brother went to Clarke's and on a full ride. And then my oldest brother played D3, and my dad went to Ole Miss for a tennis scholarship. So big school family. And then I kind of just gassed it, went the other way. But no, I was just kind of sitting there, and I had a really good talk with Ottawa probably a week before. I sat down with Mr. Boyd, or James Boyd, and it was like a 4-hour talk at Boston Pizza. I'll never forget it. I remember I had a game and I thought I was going to be late because we were talking for so long. And then when it came around and I was just watching all the picks, congratulating my buddies, because I mean, the Marlies, you always got like a bunch of high-end guys going early. You're texting all the boys in the group chat, and then they said Jack at 21, and we picked Jack Mateer. When I heard Jack, my heart just dropped. I was like, no way. And then it wasn't me, and I was like, oh, come on. Like that first round bonus, like that extra stuff. Come on. And then that was it. And then as the draft was going on, I was getting calls, and then I wasn't like, teams were like, we have 2 guys here, we're not sure what's gonna happen. And then at around pick 28, I got a call from Boydie, and he's like, welcome to the 67s. And I was like, this is an early call. Like, what if someone picks me, and then you never know what happens. But no. And then when I went there, it was just like such a relief. It's like all the weight goes off your shoulders. But the draft year is like such a long year, especially on the Marlies. You got a lot of high end talent, so it's like a lot of guys just talk about it every day in the dressing room, which kind of ruins the experience of your final year in minor hockey. It's like you're trying to have fun, you're just trying to be with the boys and like have a good time. But no, it was a great year. And then we had a tough one in OHL Cup, and then got swept in the finals by that Don Mills team. So we won't talk about that. But yeah,
we can move on from that part. But just random question that popped up. You said you're eating cereal. What's your like go-to cereal?
Oh, CTC, Cinnamon Toast Crunch all the way.
I was hoping you'd say something
or
like
Lucky
that.
Charms. Those are my 2.
Those are the only 2 good cereals.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to take those marshmallows out when I was a kid, put them all in one bowl, and just have my brothers eat all those other mucky ones. Just leave that in and have the marshmallows.
Cardsy would never. He can't handle the sugar.
No, yeah. No, I used to be a huge, like, I still dabble. Like, I had some Captain Crunch the other day, actually, which was pretty legit. Yeah.
I wanted to get it from my mom, but I have a photo of Cards and I when I was probably 10 years old. We were in the Big Apple, and he was playing with my brother. And I remember I was looking up to him perfecting, and I was like, these guys are sick. These guys are who I want to be when I'm older. And it's like, now I'm playing against him. I'm like, it's just funny to look at. Like, he was just like, he had those Goldilocks, that flow. And I remember I was like, the guys I want to be like, man. It was so cool. But yeah, I tried to get my mom to send that over.
I think I might have that photo too, actually. So it's that quick little backstory, I guess, for listeners. Like Becker said, so we've known each other since, like, Becker probably would have been 9, I was 10, and I was playing in a tournament with the 01, so with his brother, and then we just became boys. We were buzzing around, we were doing sightseeing, we were doing everything together pretty much, and then we kept in touch for a long time, and then we kind of like really kicked off our friendship again when I saw him at Boots and Hearts. And me and Becker were hanging out there for a couple of days, having a good time. So, just casual buddies catching up after a while, and it's good to have him on the pod as I'm such a role model for him, eh?
Looking up to Ethan Cardwell at a young age.
Yeah, couple spa days in Oro for the guys just hanging out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just also curious about heading to Ottawa. I mean, that's one of the cooler cities to live in the OHL, I'd say. I don't want to put any cities down, but it's definitely up there. Like, how do you feel going there for the first time, like, seeing where you're going to live and seeing you live in such a cool city?
Well, it was kind of cool because, like, in grade 8, you do all these grad trips, and it's always like, oh, Montreal, Ottawa, like the 2 top end cities. And I remember just like messing around in grade 8, like you're roaming the streets like you're the man, you're the king of your school, walking around. And then now it's like, when I got drafted there, I was like, oh, I remember these streets. I was biking down these streets, knocking over people, and like,
I run these streets.
It's funny yeah, it's like I used to run these streets in grade 8. I was the king over here. And then now it's just like you're back here, and it's actually such a nice city. There's so much to do. Like every time people come from the road, like all my buddies, they're like, oh, we're gonna walk to Parliament, and then like the one hotel is inside of a mall, so like you got a bunch to do.
Yeah.
And I live actually down the road from a mall, and then there's just like Sens games, Red Blacks games, and then there's like some Ottawa Fury team, it's a soccer team, but you get free tickets, so you just walk right under, and we're right on the field. Like the Panda games just went on between Ottawa and Carleton, and we were right on the field, but then they were storming the field, and they didn't want us to get hurt. We had to gas out of there as fast as we could. We were gonna rush the field, but they wouldn't let us. But no,
I was gonna say too. I mean, you run that city. Why don't you ask Justin Trudeau if you can bill it with him there? Get a nice spot up on the hill.
Yeah, honestly, imagine being over there in Parliament. Wow,
putting on a bit of a show. Man.
Yeah.
And we'll keep her rolling. Obviously, you get drafted to Ottawa, and then you make an impact in your first year. I don't know how you did it, but you ended up on a line with Jack Quinn and Holscher, I'm pretty sure, and you put up 19 points in 56 games as a first-year player on a wagon of an Ottawa team, and you had a good year. And I think things kind of came together towards the end of the year. So you want to just quickly talk about that and how your adjustment was to the OHL?
Yeah, well, I remember coming in, like, you of course got to adapt to a younger role and kind of just like change your game a little bit. But I remember I come into preseason, you're all confident, you're a fresh pick, and I come out and I have 5-5 in preseason. I'm like, oh, this is easy. I'm gonna be a point per game, no doubt. And I'm like texting my buddies. They're like, yo, I'm scoring. Like, I don't know what's going on. I come into the start, first 18 games, 1 assist, secondary apple. I'm texting my parents. I'm like, I might be the biggest bust in OHL history. I don't know what's going on. Freaking out. And then a couple of the guys, like, I'm talking to like Hoffenmeyer and Ball, and they're just like, we went through the same thing. You just got to get through it. And once you get that first goal and get that off your back, it's just such a relief. And then finally, game 25 against Austria, I plotted my first one, and Rossi, he was away in Austria because we let him get a little early Christmas break, just get a couple more days. And I got a bite in overtime, and I just put my head down, crashed, and that just whacked at it. And it went in. I was going nuts. And then
That's your first goal in overtime?
It was I got the tire that game, and then I got the OT winner the same game.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
just like,
have a night.
Going into the break with 2. I was so scared that game, going in with 0 goals. Like, going into the Christmas break, and guys are going to be like, oh, you still haven't scored? Like, come on. And I couldn't live with that. And I remember in, the shoot around where you got guys passing from the goal line?
Yeah.
I shot a puck, and I missed the net. Hoffenmeyer grabs a puck, snapper, back of my legs. Hit the net if you want to score some goals. Rips it at me. I'm terrified now. I'm like shooting sifters the rest of the warm up on that. And then that happened. And then after that, it kind of just blew off. I started to get a lot of chemistry with Quinner and Holsch. Just kind of just get the puck, give it to them, crash in that. Mm-hmm. And it was just like a lot of cycle plays. And they just made playing with guys like that just makes the game so easy. It's like, it almost feels like you're not even working hard at times because you don't need to do too much when you're playing with such high-end guys like that. And then I was starting to get a lot more comfortable near the end. I was starting to make plays actually for the first little bit. And then it was unfortunate we got shut down with COVID. We were on such a heater, and I've never been on a team that won that much.
You guys probably would have won the whole league. You guys were insane.
Yeah, it was actually crazy to be a part of. I remember our top 9 was Keating, Rossi, Gruel, Quinn, Holscher, me, and then Garefa, Tolne, Clarke. Just wow.
Yeah.
And then defense, our top 4D was Hoff, Baller, a Hot Yuck, and Rippin. And then Cedric Andre in the pipes. I was like, I don't know how many teams that can stick with that. We were so gritty and hard-nosed. It's actually unbelievable to be a part of. We never went into a game thinking we were going to lose.
No, well, I guess not with that roster. You have such a nasty top 9, other than you, but everyone else. No, but they did such.
I remember Card used to text me, and he's like, "What are you doing on this line?" I'm like, "I have no clue, but I'm just sick. I'm sticking it there. I'm gonna stay there."
You're just there to make Jack Quinn work harder.
Yeah. A couple of bad passes. Let him see how he adjusts.
for the scouts. And I want to talk about this actually because obviously you said you played pretty well, so personally you didn't know it was going to be your draft year, I guess. That was your draft season that you were getting judged off pretty much. So overall, how did you feel your game was that season?
I thought at the start I was just getting the puck, throwing it away, or you get to the red line, chip it in, chase, and then they break it out, back check, same thing, chip it in. Just the guys always pulled me aside, and they're like, "You're here for a reason. You're here off your skill. The reason you're in the OHL is for your skill set and how smart you are. Why are you changing your game to something you're not?" And ever since then, that kind of stuck with me. And then after that, it was just I can do this. And you get chances every game. It's just you got to capitalize on them. Even when I was 16, I noticed you'll get one chance on a game, and it's just will you capitalize on it or no? Or when you pass to someone, will they bury the chance? And it started getting that at the end. where it's like I'm getting chances every game, and that's when you know you're playing good. Even if you're not getting points and you're getting the chances, it's just like, all right, I'm starting to get comfortable in this league, and now I can try my moves. I can try and beat guys wide rather than just chipping it in and just chasing it.
Yeah, for sure. And Rask?
Yeah, well, that season you got to play for Canada White at the U17s, and I'm just curious how you find that. Cardsy, you are you a Canada White alum?
I'm not. I didn't make the team actually. I was in junior at the time. I was in the OJ for
Playing against my brother.
Yeah, I was. And
Trenton Golden Hawks.
Yeah, you were at one of the games too, in the little St. Michael's barn, the buzzers.
Yeah, we call it the Shiver Dome. Cardsy put up 1-1, I remember.
I put on a little bit of a show for you because I knew you were there, so I had to. But that's enough
from
about
the red line there, and it's really the blue line. The rink's the smallest rink you'll ever play in your life.
It's a joke, yeah.
But yeah, how was the U17s? I'm curious.
It was really fun. We were at Medhat for the most of it, and that rink is unreal. And then like we had our team was sick. I'm shocked we didn't do like too good. We lost in the bronze medal game, but we had, if I think back at it, we had Gunther, Savoy, McTavish, Sillinger, Lambos. Like these are all first round picks. Stillman, Robida. Like we had all these unreal guys, but it's also tough just coming together like last second and kind of being such a like sick team. And the other thing is like, I know a lot of American guys and they always chirp us like, oh, you guys never do good. And this was like, yeah, well, we got to put up 3 teams for it to be like compared to you guys. And I always
imagine one team, no one would touch them.
Yeah, like this U18's like nobody was even coming close to that team. Like I guess Russia put up a good fight, but like they just steamrolled through everyone else. But no, that was so fun. And I only got 1 goal, but it was against USA, and it's just such a feel good like Canada USA, that rivalry. Just saying that, I got 1 international goal against USA. It was a little flex when I came back on the boys, a couple of them.
I'm curious. I mean, you mentioned the U18s, and you didn't make that team. Was that on your mind that year with not having played a game and really wanting to make that team?
Yeah, the one thing was just like with not playing, you can't really have an argument for when you don't make it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only other way I kind of looked at it. It's like, yes, I'd do anything to be on this team. I'd love to play there, but when you don't like play for a whole year, it's tough for them to really see you, especially when I did have such a slow start and certain things like that. So it's tough to kind of try and say or have an argument like I should be on this team when all those guys were first round picks to the O, and they all had pretty unreal first years. Like I looked at the OHL guys, and a lot of them are my buddies, and like they deserve to be on that team more than anything. So I was happy for them. I was watching all the games, and they were almost like a dynasty. They were pretty sick. So
yeah, and we're gonna touch on the COVID season.
Can we look at you, Card? Everyone go check out the YouTube right now. Look at Cards right now. He's got the neck pillow on.
Built for comfort right now.
Boys, I'll save my neck a little bit. Come on. But no, I want to talk about the COVID season. And for those who don't know, Rask whips up like a little bit of an outline that kind of gives us stats on the players and stuff. And it says here, the first question is, were you considering going overseas at all? And I already know the answer to this question for Beck. He went overseas, and I'll let you kind of take it from there and explain what happened there, Becker.
Yeah, so I actually went to Sweden, which was an unbelievable time. I loved it over there. I mean, just everything about it, besides the time change that I never really adapted to, and living in a hotel with no drawers, no nothing, just out of a suitcase for a month. That was pretty tough, but no, it was so fun. And we would do skills in the morning at like 8:30 to 10:30, have the entire day. And I was like 30 minutes from Stockholm, just one train away. So we would go there all day, just walk around, shop, see a lot of blondes. You just hang out, having a good time, get some coffee, and then at night we would go practice for 2 hours again. And I was lucky enough to start practicing with the pro team. And then
what team was this? Because you haven't mentioned.
This was Arlando Wings. They're in the Hockey Eton.
Okay, Cardsy's league for those who don't know.
Yeah. I was checking Cardsy's stats on EP every day. I was like, this guy's lighting it up.
Yeah, not bad numbers there.
Yeah, you guys were all those OHL guys were pumping that. I was wow.
We did pretty well. I was kind of pissed that you didn't get the chance to get into games, and we were actually like, because I was only there for like a week at the same time Becker was there, and then Becker went home, and there again, I'll lead you on to your story on why you went home.
Yeah, and then I was also like, the other thing about when I was going home, we were told the OHL was going to start in like 2 weeks, and I'm like, well, I got to quarantine, I got to get going with all this, and so there was a bunch of stuff, and then I also my grandpa passed away right at Christmas time, which was it was very sad. We were super close with him, so it was unfortunate I couldn't say bye. He was battling it for 2 weeks, and my parents would go every day, so that was pretty upsetting. And then my parents kind of wanted me to go home with Dad, and I went home. And I went home the day before you had to get that COVID test. I don't want that swab going up there, so I was like, get me home right before that.
Yeah.
And then, the other guy that went with me, Ryan O'Toole, he just signed with Oshawa. He left probably like 5 days later, because then I think their season got shut down. That Arlanda team, they were pretty brutal. They lost almost every game. I went to one game to watch because they're like, oh, you're gonna be playing after Christmas. 11-1. And I go to the next day and they go, hey, you're practicing with them the next day, just so you know. So I'm walking into their thing. Can't speak a lick of Swedish. Barely any of them can speak English. And they're looking at me, all older. A couple guys have kids. And I'm like, all right, what am I coming into here? I walk in. They're all like, they move the captain out of his spot. I'm sitting in his stall.
No way.
I'm freaking out. I'm like, this can't be normal.
He must have hated you.
He comes in, sits, looks at me, like a huge dirty look, nods his head, sits at someone else's seat. And I'm like,
no way.
Yeah.
What?
I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh God. Like this practice is doomed to be bad. I'm like, they just lost 11-1. We're bag skating the whole time. I'm sitting in the captain's seat. This is just a doom for a bad day. I get on the ice. What does the coach say? We have to practice scoring. Shot pucks the entire time. Didn't skate once.
That's not bad.
Standing still, shooting pucks. I was like, you guys just lost 11-1. Like, where's the discipline? Like, maybe a little bag skate, a little something. They're shooting through screens and stuff. I'm like, wow, this is unreal. I can do this all day long. In Sweden, all they do is they love skills.
Yeah.
Everything is around the tires. We were bag skating one time. We were carrying tires in our arms. I was like, what is this? If an Ontario League team walked in and saw me carrying a tire arm around my chest, skating the lap, I was like, they would think this is insane. But no, that was a weird day for sure for me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Pretty intimidating.
Imagine wheeling in and like that happened to you in Ottawa, and they go, okay, Rossi, move you Becker's to take your spot.
Oh my man. Rossi or Hoff, I think there's no way that would be able to happen.
No, that would never fly. And I mean, we're gonna go to this part now, kind of lead it in, but like, how did not playing that year kind of affect you mentally, like going into your draft?
Yeah, I mean, I was always one of those guys that had hopes that we were gonna play, and I was always texting Cardsy. I was like, we had a little bet when the season ended.
Yeah,
I said, no way the season's ending, no way. And he's like, I'll bet you money on it. He's like, and I was like, all right, let's do it. I ended up losing, so I gotta owe Cardsy something, but
Becker still owes me. Yeah,
I still owe him, so I gotta wait for that. But
give him a penalty shot or something.
Well, he had that breakaway against us that one game. He hit the bar, but
actually, I wanna mention that too. So yeah, they did give me a breakaway, Rask, and I go down, I hit the crossbar, and what do you know? Becker's out there cherry picking on the back check and gets a chance and goes down and scores on us. Not even 10 seconds later on CBC. So just burning me on CBC. So I think he owes me double now.
He makes him. The worst part was our guy just fanned on the puck, and it's actually hysterical. You see our one other D bangs his stick on the ice to call for a pass. Stick explodes. Then he goes to grab one from the bench, and he sees Cardsy on a B-way, so he leaves his stick, just starts humming back with no stick. Our coach showed in the video the next day. He's like, what were you going to do with no stick? It's like, might as well just grab one. And then Cardsy hits the bar. Everyone's looking up like this. I'm like, oh, B-way. Like, this could be a dash. Like, I didn't even do anything wrong. One of those. And I'm skating back. He misses. Puck's up in the air. 3-on-2 back the other way. They're gassed. And then I actually gave it to a guy for like a pretty wide open net. And I was shocked I got it back, to be honest. And then it was just it was a wide open net for me.
Yeah, it was pretty.
It was pretty simple just to put that one in.
Yeah, I guess so. Come on.
First ever one knee celly too. I pulled out a one knee out of the shambles. First ever. So
Third year guy now, man. You can rock it.
National TV. Yeah.
Yeah. The CBC game, you got it.
yeah, just with the fans, you know.
That's hilarious. Now just one more follow up on that. Like, so you were in high school when you go over to Sweden and stuff. How does that work out?
I was doing online courses, but I couldn't join the video ever because the time change was so bad and we were practicing. So they'd like
just out of school. That's fine.
They would videotape these things, and I had to like go back and watch them in the middle of the day. I'm like sitting in bed beside O'Toole. He's out of school. I'm sitting there. I'm in bed. I'm like watching a math lecture with like my head like this, falling asleep. So that was pretty tough. So I was actually I had to drop a course because it got so hard. I couldn't stay on top of anything. So I had to drop the one course, but it wasn't bad. But yeah, it was definitely hard to do that.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the NHL draft. You end up getting drafted in the 6th round of the Calgary Flames after a pretty uncertain season for you, not having played a game. So tell us about that, your NHL draft, kind of the day and the moment you were picked.
So for me, I went over to Michigan for 3 months, and I was living with my agent over there. And so I wasn't even with anyone in my family for the draft. I was over there, and I actually waited like 2 days too long to get the COVID shot, so I couldn't go home for the draft. So I went over there, and I was working out at that NTDP facility with all those guys, like all the 03s, 02s, 04s, and then like Jack Hughes was there, Werenski, like all these high-end guys. So pretty sick around them. Watching these guys fiddle around with the puck on the ice is insane. But so I was over there for 3 months, and the draft was going on. I was doing all these interviews, but you're kind of like uncertain not playing. Like you can't, I don't know anyone that can really be 100% without playing a single game. It's pretty tough. So I was kind of just like, if I do, it's going to be the best feeling in the world. And I'm pretty confident that I will off like the calls I had. And I said, if I don't, I just got to come back next year and like prove something for myself. So I kind of just tried to go into it with like the most positive kind of way I could have. And then I remember the days going on, and I was at a couple of the NTDP guys' draft parties. So I'm watching with them the whole day and congratulating them. I'm on my phone sending a million texts to all my buddies. And I'm like, all the guys went that should have went. And then everyone's like, Beck, you're next. And I'm like, oh no. Now I got to wait. Who knows if I go or not. And I'm like, oh my. Like, so now all the pressure's on me. And I was with my agent at Dylan Duke's house. And he was like, do you want to watch the draft here? Do you want to go home? And I was like, oh, whatever, like whatever, up to you, you choose. And he's like, let's just go home so you can be by yourself and like just call your parents and stuff. So we're actually driving home from his house, and a couple more OHL guys are going. So I'm like, oh, they're picking guys that aren't playing. Like maybe now, like I had a couple good calls with like, I had 5 teams that I thought were like pretty good with me and like pretty high on me. So then I'm sitting in the back seat, and his son's in the front seat who plays for Muskegon, and then actually an 05 rookie on Kitchener's in the back seat with me, this guy Carson. So and then I look at my phone, I get a text, and it just says, welcome to the Flames family. And I read it so like mellow. I was like, I read it, I'm like, welcome to the Flames family. And everyone's like looking around at me. And then next thing you know, my phone's just blowing up and we go nuts. He's like honking the horn on repeat. We're screaming in the car. Like he's such a beauty. My agent, he's a young guy. He was a second rounder of the show. So he played pro hockey, he played in the A for a while, and we were just going crazy. And then my phone blew up, and right as I get home, like you're kind of in shock right away. And I went to rest my phone when I was charging it, threw it in a bowl of water. So then it's not working. I got to get all these phone calls and these texts, and my phone's glitching out. It's got water, and it says I can't charge it anymore. It's at 4%. I'm like, wow, I'm in one right now. Like, I don't know what's going on. I call the guy off my agent's phone. Can you send everything to my agent? I just threw my phone in the water. The guy's like, all right, sounds good. And just hung up the phone.
What are you doing?
But yeah, that was an embarrassing story. But yeah, that one's never really made it out to anyone. But no, that's a good one.
No, it's like good. Rask. So they're like, okay, we drafted Becker. They're trying to get a hold of him. They're like, maybe we shouldn't have taken this guy. He's an idiot. He's throwing his phone in the water as soon as he gets picked. Like, what's this guy doing?
I saw a bowl and well, the water was clear. It looked empty. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna drop it in here. It looked like what you put dog food in. Look at it, full of water. I'm like, oh my god. Like, here we go.
That's too funny, man.
That's just being clumsy by me, though. That's a brutal one.
Too many emotions at that point. We can count it as an excuse. Was Calgary one of the teams you thought was high on you? One of those 5?
Yeah, Calgary. It was kind of Calgary, San Jose, which I had a really good call with. Little Cardsy. Could have been teammates, and Buffalo, Washington, and the Leafs. So it was it's like pretty insane when you're young and you're just like, oh, like my goal is the NHL. And then once you get to the actual day and you're like talking to these teams, you're like, wow, like this is it. Like, it's like, it's weird how it like hits you so quickly and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm talking to NHL teams right now. Like this is my future now. Like it's legit. So that was pretty like absurd to kind of go through and pretty cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you get any unique or funny questions during the interview process? Maybe, we always hear the Islanders asking some weird ones or anything notable.
Well, actually San Jose hit me with a couple weird ones. They came at me and they're like, do you watch hockey? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, all right, what way does Tarasenko shoot and what color is his tape? And they're asking me like 10 guys, but I'm like a hockey goofy sometimes. Like I know this stuff. So I watch a ton of hockey. So I know it all. So I'm like left-hand shot, black tape. And then he's coming at me like off the top of his head.
Did you tell them that you know all this stuff before at some point?
No, but they're just ringing off people's names.
Because I was talking to Doug Wilson Jr. last week, and he was saying one of the guys they interviewed claimed to be like a hockey nerd who knew everything, and he was giving him questions like, which way does this guy shoot, what tape, and the guy got it all right. I thought that might have been you for a second.
I mean, after the fact that he asked me too, he's like, so you really dial in? And I was like, yeah, like I know all my hockey stats, like I can tell you how many points the guy has and stuff. And then that's when he started coming at me. So it might actually be me if you ask him and say my name, it might actually be me. But he started like, after he named 2, he started really coming at me like, and he was almost like saying guys' names that like are like mid-pack guys. So he's like, I'm gonna catch this guy off guard, and I just kept getting them. And I was like, I kept going back, and it was so cool. It was actually
what a feeling that must have been.
And he was an unbelievable guy. He was so nice, so nice, such a great guy. So it actually, I feel like it could be about me just because I was like going right back like as fast as I could. So it was pretty funny.
That's a pretty coincidental.
And then that's pretty much it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing else really, but that was a funny one.
That is pretty cool.
He also had like an underlying comment to me. He was like, what's a funny fact about you? And I was like, I think I'm the best ping pong player in the OHL. Because I'm a nasty.
This was you. He told me that. Okay. That's hilarious.
Man, I am like an unbelievable ping pong player.
You hold the racket hold it up like this or down where it's like
I hold it like, so my dad played professional tennis. So I kind of got like the technique for tennis, and I think ping pong's the exact same, to be honest. And then I remember anyone I play near my age range, I bet them that they can't get over 10 points on me, and they never do. So I'm just like stealing people's money, like Cardsy in golf. I'm just taking it from them. I'm like, you're not going to beat me. And then actually my minor midget year on the Marlies, I had to play with my opposite hand because I was too good with my good hand. I had to switch to my left hand, and I still wouldn't lose. Like I grind ping. I have one on my house. I grind it with my brothers. Like that's always been my thing. So I said that to him, and he's like, oh, well, I guess we got to get you a game with Nabokov. And then I was, because I guess he's an unreal player. And I was with Merkley in Michigan, and he's like, who knows? They might draft you. He's getting my hopes up, just like joking around with me the whole time, getting my jitters. But no, that was pretty fun. That was probably the most fun I had on a Zoom call.
Yeah, he's such a good guy. It makes it like so like light and like easy to talk to when they're nice like that, you know. And
like that's what I found with like the 5 teams that were really nice. They were just so easy to talk to, and you're like laughing with them. You're making jokes. It's just perfect when you're with those guys.
Yeah. All right. We'll move into some personality questions here now for you. Get to the bottom of who Jack Beck is. So how would your teammates describe you?
A funny, upbeat, outgoing guy. Just like to keep it light until it's game time or practice, and then you gotta dial it in and actually go to work and make sure the other guys are getting better, just as you are.
Yeah. How do you eat a cupcake?
Oh, icing for I got the icing and cupcake on the first bite. You got to go both, and then I don't know. I used to be the guy that would lick it all off.
So you're top
and then
half
go
first
at
though.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite thing to do outside of hockey? Ping pong?
Probably. I hang with buddies. I like to just get out of like a competitive mode sometimes. Just hang out with the guys and just have a couple laughs.
Yeah, maybe Spade or Madante.
Yeah, just a couple spas there, couple inflatable pools. So
Good times. And if you were stranded on an island for a month with 3 people from the Calgary Flames organization, who would you want them to be?
Matthew Tkachuk,
Okay.
just a beast, and 19 stick together since day one. Who else could I think of? Maybe like an Eric Goodbranson. Guy looks like a stallion. Like, you see that guy? Looks like just an absolute maniac. And I actually, our trainer in Ottawa is best friends with him, and he told me right as I got to Calgary camp, he goes, walk up to him and just say, "Hey, I heard you're soft." Don't even say your name. Just say, "Hey, I heard you're really soft."
Did
And
you
then,
do it?
No, I didn't end up seeing him, but I was injured at Calgary camp, so I didn't get to participate. So I didn't get to see those guys, but that would have been scary. And then maybe like a skill guy like Elias Lindholm or Johnny Gaudreau. I'd have to pick between one of them two. Lindholm, pretty cool. I was in Stockholm, get a couple stories from him and just get like a European vibe. Probably him, pretty cool. Or like another guy I've always thought about is Mangiapane. Like his kind of route. He played midget against my oldest brother, who's 26. Now one of them doesn't play hockey anymore, and one of them scoring 12 goals already this year. So it's kind of funny like that. And he's a late pick and played for Barrie.
Yeah,
he did unreal, and then lit it up. So
Yeah.
Colts alum for sure. And I mean,
Yeah.
We got some fan questions for you. Our favorite part of the episode. I'll let Rask take this one.
Yeah. So first fan question: what stick do you use and what specs on it?
I changed everything for my first year because 7 goals isn't good enough. So I changed to P92 from P28. Now I'm Bauer with the nipple grip on it, and then I use 77 Flex and Live 5. Changed it all up.
Dialed in.
This one's not really a fan question, but we usually ask it. So, what is the meaning of true love?
I think it's just either for someone or something that you would do anything for, and you're willing to sacrifice any obstacle that comes up, and you're gonna battle any adversity to just get that goal, whether it's a girl or whether it's something to do with sports or family. Just kind of giving all you have and giving 110% into it, and not leaving anything out of it.
All right, love it. Do you know what an NFT is?
No.
Okay. We'll save it for another time. What is your favorite hockey memory?
Watching me play at the Big Apple tournament.
Being on the Green Monster. No.
Maybe scoring on national TV after Cardsy's missed.
I'm actually back-to-back national TV goals against Barrie. My first year and this year, but
yeah, your first one a little backdoor tappy, bud. Both of them.
Hey,
both of them.
Both of them just
empty cages.
Hey, you got to go to the gritty areas if you want to get those goals. You got to crash the net. No,
yeah,
but
right.
Probably the day I got drafted to Calgary. Probably nothing beats that, and like just the organization with Calgary, they treat me amazing, and staying in Canada, staying in the red and white, just like Ottawa. So no, they treat me like gold, and such a great organization and their history. And I just think everything about them. I couldn't be more happy to go to a team like that.
Yeah. What's your pregame meal if you have one?
I might get a little heat for this one, but regardless of what time it is, I always go 3 eggs over easy, 2 pieces of toast, 1 thing of roast meat, rice, and I put mustard on it. Weird, but I've been sticking with it since day one. And then there's one other thing, and then 2 glasses of water.
Who's making this for you?
Billet mom, she's unbelievable.
Oh my
Does
god!
it every time, no matter what time the game is, she'll always get that going for me.
Yeah, a couple clicks.
And then sometimes like she'll get some home fries for the game, man. It's unbelievable. It's like it fills you up for the minute, but then once you get on the ice, you feel so light, I find. Cards, maybe try it out. I'm telling you, man, it's unreal.
Yeah, I'll give it a look this weekend. We'll see what happens.
I think mustard's really good for your body during a game or something too.
You see Brandon Tanev just mucks out on the bench, like just little mustard packets.
Yeah.
Some of our guys do that, Cards too. Like our trainers have mustard packets for when guys are getting. I think when they get tired, you take a mustard pack or something.
I
couldn't eat rice plain, so I've always just put mustard on it.
You go mustard on rice?
Yeah.
I thought it was on the bread or something.
No, it's on the rice. The bread's for one of the over easy eggs. And like I do the same routine every time. I'll like take all the white out of the egg until I get to like the actual over easy part, throw it on the bread and stuff. It's just I do the same thing every time, and I can't have any of my food touching.
So your pregame meal is a show.
Yeah, I could probably be one of those Insta girls and throw it up on my story before the games. Like it looks premium, and he does it every time. I walk up out of the shower, ready on the table for me.
Wow, man. I mean, nothing better than some mustard and rice pregame. But what's your favorite and least favorite arena to play in the OHL?
Favorite, I love Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like it feels like more of a hometown game for me than Misty because they can pack it. It's only 40 minutes from my house, and my parents usually get decent amount there. My least favorite, Owen Sound. I only played there once in my career, but it was my first year, second game. And it was just a battle. Physical team. I had Dalen Gruel chasing me down to fight me after a whistle. We ended up training for him at the deadline. Just a nail gun. So it was just it was a battle.
That's maybe the best road dressing room in the league though.
Oh yeah, I don't mind their dressing room on the road. Actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I said it might be the best one.
Yeah. What about Ottawa's? You got to walk right in front of the boys.
Yeah, you do. You always drive, and I know me and Becker had a few good conversations waiting to go on the ice and stuff. So Ottawa's
some guys just get after it. Some guys start chirping early, getting the goalie's ear. It's kind of a cheat code for us.
I guess last one, since you mentioned it, but who's the best chirper on your team?
Dylan Robinson's a funny guy. I might need to give it to him. He's hilarious. I lived with him. He's had a couple injuries. This guy, I think I have more games than him, and he's in his 4th year. He's got back-to-back hip surgery, so he was battling, but he's healthy now. And just when someone comes at him, like, for example, a guy was chirping about him living in the OHL Cup days because he was the MVP of the tournament. And the guy goes, "Oh, you've stunk ever since the OHL Cup, first team All-Star." He goes, "MVP too." He's just like getting in the guy's ear, just giving him little ears, and he's just such a beauty. So yeah, I'd probably give it a D-Rob. We literally call him D-Money or D-Trap. So he's the team beauty for sure, and he's playing really well. So
yeah. I mean, I'll send it over to Cards, but that's all I got from this. Before Cards, I just want to thank you for coming on. This is a really, really entertaining one. I thought this whole thing was like a bunch of laughs, and I'm excited for our listeners. I mean, they've already heard it at this point, but it's a good interview to get out there. So I want to thank you for the time, man.
Yeah, thank you. It was so fun. When Cards texted me this, you should have asked him for my reaction. He goes, "Pod tomorrow?" I go, "Me?" ? Like, are you sure you got the right guy? Like, I was like, I don't know, Cardsy. And then I was like, when I got I've been like following since the start, just because I thought they were like super funny, and it's just like OHL guys like just talking about their life, and it's like what you do. So it's just funny to hear the stories around. But yeah, I've been following since like the start. Just I always listen to them. They're hilarious. In the car, my drives, I'll just pop one on, listen. So it's yeah, I definitely find them funny. When Cards text me, I was like, "Oh, let's go." I was fist pumping in bed last night. I was like, "Hey, I got to go on, get a couple bites, man. You never know."
That's awesome, man. I was pumped. Like, obviously it's undeniable how good you're playing this year. So we had to get one of the OHL's hottest players on. And no, just thanks for taking the time, brother. I know you got to get up to that big birthday party right now, so we'll let you go. But
chocolate
thanks
cake
again.
dessert. Come on.
Yeah.
Call my name. Skinny guy like me, I could eat as much as I need.
All right. Want to thank Becker for that one. It was actually quite the funny interview. He's a character, man. I can totally see you guys getting along. So that's pretty funny. It was a good one.
Yeah, dude. I remember just buzzing around with Becker when we were whatever, like 10 and 9 years old. It was so funny, and we became really good buddies then. And we've been in touch ever since, and obviously playing against each other now and reconnecting a lot more. And he's so funny, dude. He's got so much confidence, and he's always joking and laughing. So he's always a treat to be around and definitely play against. And he's a hell of a player, and he's having a great year. So it was good to hear from him.
Yeah, it sounds like he's gotten the better of you so far in your matchups too.
Yeah, he's doing well. Both games I was pointless, and he's got a goal in both. So it's all right. We play him a few more times this year.
Oh yeah. I mean, what else we want to talk about here at the end? We can go NFL. We anything you want to say here, really?
No, I got the Cowboys, just a dominating win. So statement piece by the Cowboys this week. Other than that, I've got nothing. How'd your boys do?
Bills won again, smashed the Jets 45-17. So once again, Bills are a wagon. I say it every week. I mean, that's kind of all I got. Other than I want everyone to go check out the vlog. We got solid views on it for our YouTube, like more than we normally get, but it's good. It's entertaining. Like go look at it. Tell us what you think. And we're gonna try to do more, right? You think we do a couple more vlogs here and there?
Yeah, like I want to get some feedback from the fans too. So like, guys, go listen to it. It's only like 6 or 7 minutes. Let us know what you think. If you like it, let us know. Leave a thumbs up, whatever. Comment on Insta, DM us, whatever you want to do, and let us know what you think of it. But yeah, I think from me, that's pretty much it. You?
Well, it snowed. It snowed this week here. I don't know about Barrie. I imagine it did. Did it snow there?
Oh, like crazy.
Yeah. So I that's like my leading you into the outro because you're a big weatherman at the end of the episode.
Okay, I like that. So everybody, you know what? It's been a good week. We took 2 weeks off, and we're back at
1 week off.
Or 1 week off, but
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks since we've heard from you. So it's good to be back making these episodes for our fans, and we really appreciate everybody's support. Everyone go check out Manscaped. Obviously we're back on the grind with them as Christmas is coming up, and that leads me right into the first snowfall of the year. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas outside. I'm a lyrical poet. And yeah, so just go enjoy the snow. Ski season soon. I know I'm going to be out sledding as soon as we get some good snow for that. So everybody enjoy, and we'll be back to you next week.